there are two definitive stages in playing guitar. You've got the first learning phase where you're just copying stuff, right? You're just copying songs, you're copying licks, and yeah, that is what you need to do when you're first learning guitar. But you eventually become dissatisfied with that. You get to a point where you want to pick up this baby and you want to express yourself through this instrument, right? You want to be able to play expressively. This is the number one desire for most of my students that come onto my coaching program. They want to know how they can pick up the guitar and just play something. All right, play something of their own. And in today's lesson, I'm going to show you a few simple techniques that you can implement right away. By the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to do that. All right, so I'm going to show you 3 licks around 3 chords that you're going to be able to go away, make your own. And yeah, these 3 licks implement, they're all different, and they all add their own little flavour and own little technique that you're going to be able to take away from this. Okay, so let's start with the box. Okay, now this is the best way to just start improvising, is to know where the chords and scales are. And this is a really simple visual method. Okay, we're going to be playing a little blues, a 1-4-5. And a great way of finding that, now the 1-4-5 just refers to the 3 chords that we're going to use, alright, that work well together. Okay, so we've got the 1 here, right, we're going to be playing in the key of G for this lesson. Alright, we've got that on the 3rd fret in the low E string. Directly underneath the low E string, we have our 4 chord, okay, so this would be a C, 1, 4, then 2 frets across, we have our 5, which is a D, 1, 4, 5. Alright, so you've got this kind of L shape. So if you're ever looking for the chords that work together, you can use this formula. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, and so on. Alright? So the 3 chords we're going to use, what we're going to do is we're going to play a chord, and then we're going to play a lick. Okay, so rather than play a bar chord here, which we could do, I'm going to make it a little bit easier, and we're just going to get that bass note and then get the bottom 4 strings, or the bottom 3 strings, whatever's more comfortable for you. I would try and get the bottom 4 strings. If you can manage to bar that, I'm going to do this. Okay? And then we're going to play a little lick. Okay, that's our first chord. Our second chord is going to be using this 7 shape, alright, just like a B7. Okay, so we've got 3, 2, 3. And we're just going to play those strings individually, right? We're not going to play, together. We're not going to play the open strings. And we're going to do the exact same thing for a D chord. This would be a D7. C7 and a D7. Again, this would be 5, 4, and 5. So a 3 chord, G, C, D. Alright? So that's our chords. Now the scale we've got right in that box is shape 1 of the pentatonic scale. So we've got 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 6. We'll also use the little extension of that, so when you get to the G string, we can slide that up to 7. We can get 6 on the B, and you've also got the rest of that. 8, 7, 8, or sorry, 6, 8. Alright, so let's get into it. The first leg goes like this. Alright, so what we're doing here is something that's simple but very effective, because the big reason that you're improvising sounds very scalesy to start with is because you're playing a scale. You're playing one note after the other a lot of the times. And this brings you into some good muscle memory goodness when you start to build that habit of playing the scale not in order, not one note after the other, but in a sequence. Alright, you start to play everything a little bit differently. Alright, and that sequence is just... Alright, you play one note after the other of the scale. So if I do... you play one note, well, you play them in this order, right? From this is the G minor pentatonic. I'm just going 6, 3, 6, back to 3, and then 6, 3 on the B. 6, 3, 6, back to 3, and then 6, 3 on the B. So get that. Then repeat. And then try to speed it up. And that's very effective because again you'll start to play the scale a little bit differently. All your licks, when you play them like that, they sound much more complex and natural and conversational. Alright, and that's what we're doing. We're having a conversation with the guitar, right? We want to speak like we would speak, not like this one word after the other. Okay? Anyways, the lick that we're using is just taking a little bit out of that. Alright, so I'll play the chord first. Low E, stab the bottom 4 strings. Alright, and then 6, 3, 5, back to 3, and then 5, 3, 5, and a D. Alright. So that's lick number 1. So lick number 2, we're going to be using the C7 shape here, right? So 3, 2, 3. Alright, now this lick is a little bit more difficult, alright? But if you struggle with this one, you can use lick number 3 instead. Again, I just want to give you a few different options to use with this, alright? So this lick is going to go like this. Okay, again, this is actually using a lesson from 2 weeks ago, or 2 lessons ago, okay, where I talk about this lick. And the reason I like this is because we're implementing shape 4 of the C minor pentatonic scale here when we're doing this, right? Okay, and basically it's very similar to shape 1. But we've got this little note here that we can use that isn't in the G minor pentatonic scale. So immediately I'm getting a chord tone from this chord. So it's always going to sound really good when I've got this shape if I do this lick. If I use this note here. So that's what we're doing for this lick. And again, you can mix and match these notes to suit yourself, but we want to get this double stop in. So, we get the note, we get the A, a little stab on the chord, and then okay, so I've got my finger on 3, my middle finger on 4, on the E and B, and I get those two together, giving that a little bluesy nudge with my middle finger, and then I'm going to pull off from 5 to 3. On the G, then 5 on the D, then slide back to 3, 1, like that. So nice and slow. Okay. Then I'm going to slide with my middle finger from 2 to 3 back into that chord again, right? And then the second time I'm just going to finish on that note there in the 3rd fret of D. Like that. Alright? And that's lick number 2. So as we move on to lick number 3, I just want to, make sure you're getting the gist of this. We're just playing, a chord tone or a chord, and then playing a lick. It's like a call and response kind of thing. And this is just one area of the fretboard you can do this. There's obviously many other places, but this is the start. And it's about taking this stuff away and doing your own thing with it and experimenting. And again, this is, the number one thing that people want to do on my coaching program. And if you do want to delve far more deeper into this stuff, and you want feedback every week, and you want a challenge every week that's going to elevate your playing and challenge you, obviously, then check out the applications below. If there's space, I'll get back to you, and we can get started. Anyways, on to the next lick. Alright, we're going to be using the D7 here, and it's going to go like this. Alright, so obviously we can transfer that around. As I said, lick number 2, if that's too difficult, you can just use this lick instead. Alright, and what we're doing is we're using that extension of shape 1. Right, we're sliding from 5 to 7 on the G, 6 on the B, slide back down. So the first slide is like you get the note and then you slide up. And then 6 on the B, and then a fast slide back down to 5, and then pull off to 3. And then 5 on the D. So we get the chord, the A string, so let's say smash down, but we want to just stab down. Then you want to take your middle finger up to the C, same thing again. Then you can get back to the G. Okay, so they are the licks, they are the movements I want you to practice, and when you bring them all together, you can do something that sounds a little bit like this. There you have it, guys. So again, this is just some muscle memory things for you to practice, get these movements down, and then start to experiment, start to make them your own, see what kind of stuff you can come up with. So if you enjoyed that, let me know. If you want to see something else, another place in the fretboard, any other technique, then yeah, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do my best for you. Alright guys, take it easy, have a great day, and I'll speak soon. Well, see you soon.